On a cold wintry day and it's raining, I'm going trout fishing. Hey you! You're watching Robbie Fishing. I wasn't going to go trout fishing again this year. I thought I'll hang up my boots for the season. But then the last couple of days we've had about 3 inches of rain, there's a fresh flush, and the idea of just drifting a bunch of worms through some of these pools was just too much for me. So I've come out of my early season retirement for one last fishing trip before the trout season closes. Right, I'll throw a worm on. How much current is there? Do I need a split shot as well? I'll go unweighted to start with and see how we go. I'm going to put my hoodie on, but I've got to try and have it on my head but not covering my camera, which is also on my head. If I don't use a split shot, the worm will be more natural. It'll present more naturally. A worm naturally occurring isn't weighted down by a split shot. Someone else has been fishing here. Gee, it's cold. It's 8 degrees at the moment. 8 degrees on the car thermometer. 8 degrees and raining. And windy. If I can see what I'm doing, I'm going to put a split shot on. I say that because of the rain. I left my reading glasses in the car because they just get wet and they haven't got windscreen wipers on them. Right, I've got a little split shot on here. I'll put this little split shot, I'll open it up and I'll throw it on my line. Let's see if this split shot helps. I might even just put it in there if I can get it in there. Just had a nibble. There it goes. I've had my first nibble. Worms are a great bait after we get rain like this. We've had a lot of rain, the water's high and dirty. Worms are occurring naturally, they're washing into the system. Grasshoppers aren't here now, it's too cold. In November and December when it's warm and there's lots of grass still from the spring, there's grasshoppers everywhere, and that's when grasshoppers are a good bait. Trout are, when you're trout fishing, it's always best to try and match the hatch or use what's occurring naturally already in the system. I'll put that back out. And in this case, that's worms after the rain. Nibbler's back, look. Can I get in this time without getting snagged? What if I hold the rod? Just wait till he pulls. There he is, nibbling. Missed him again. Oh, and I got him, did you see him? He was hanging onto the worm, he fell off just on the edge there. It was literally about 5 or 6 centimetres long. When I put that back, I'll give it about 2 minutes and then I'm going to move upstream to the next pool. I've got it in the back there. Got him. Oh, he got it. He wasn't a bad one. He was a bit bigger, but he got off. They must just be grabbing the tail. It was certainly a bit of rainbow. There's a nibble. There he goes. He's nibbling. Got him. Oh, look at the size of him. I'll wet my hand on the grass because I can tell you now that certainly is wet. I might get a photo with this tiny little fish because he's a pretty fish. Righto, little fish. See you later, mate. I'll slip that same worm back down the line because it slid up the line. Put it on the hook and I'll just lower the exact same worm back down. The one I lost just before was a lot bigger than that. It wasn't a monster fish, but it was probably at least twice as long as that one. If I can catch a nice sized trout today, I might even keep it and cook it up for lunch. I've got my cooking gear in the car. It's one a nice fat trout. It doesn't have to be 2 foot long. Even something, 27, 28 centimetres, as long as it's nice and fat, that'll do. Doesn't look very deep, but doesn't mean there's not a fish out feeding in the shallows. There is too, look, got him. Oh, he was bigger than the one I caught, but still not big enough to keep. Will he come back? If he didn't feel any weight, he might come back and have another go. There he is, he's back. Got him. Oh yes, he is big enough to keep. I might cook him for lunch. Actually, he swallowed the hook anyway, I think. Has he? Oh no, he's lip hooked. Yeah, he'll do. I'll cook him for lunch. He's not a big fish, but he's nice and fat and chunky, and I reckon he'll make a nice lunch. Folks, I'm filming a catch and cook video. Right, I'll put a fresh Jan Juck worm on. I've just been using one. They're quite big worms, and they're and a big worm and a small size 6 hook, and one little split shot SG size is what I'm using. I'm going to keep fishing. I'm not going to cook yet, but I am going to be cooking a trout for lunch. Yum. It's a bite. There's a nibble right there. I think he was very small. He's biting it again. I don't think he's very big. He's tiny. Oops. He's nibbling. Look at that. Pull him down and got him. I was right. He's not very big. There's a healthy number of small fish in this creek, which is why I'm not scared to keep a feed. See you later, little trout. Go and grow. Yeah, because of the healthy number of small fish in this waterway, that's why I'm not worried about keeping a feed. If I was fishing for hours before I saw my first fish, I wouldn't keep it. The bridge pool with about 1/4 of a worm. Once found it, little weenie one. He's got a hold of it. Look, he was tiny. There's so many tiny fish in here. He's on it again, look. There's a real tiny, weeny little one in there. Just watch that for a minute and see what happens. Look, there's a nibble, there's a nibble, there's a bite, something's biting that already. Got him. Oh, there's a nice one too. You beauty, I'll wet my hand on the grass again. I've already got one for a feed. This one's bigger than the one I've kept, but that's okay. I'll eat the one I've kept and put this one back to spawn. Actually, no I won't, he's gut hooked, so I might knock him on the head too and cook 2 trout. Have 2 trout for lunch. I don't know what the audio is going to be like in this video. There could be water in the microphones, I reckon. There's a bite. Oh, done him. Just sitting in the back of that run there. What? Didn't get an idea of the size. He might have been okay, that fish. Got him. He got off. He is okay. It was okay. Well, still is. He's just in the creek, not on my line. I doubt that he'll come back now. You never know, he might. He's back. Got him. Oh, that's a nice one. That was a bigger one. That was a different fish altogether. Come on, can I catch that one? That's a nice fish, that. I reckon I'm going to catch this fish here. Just biting it. Got him. Look at that. You beauty. Just hooked neatly in the lip, and see you later, mate. Put you down there. I put a fresh worm on. Having a blast. I wasn't going to go trout fishing again this season. I was actually said to a friend yesterday, I think I'll hang the boots up for the season. Then down came the rain, and I just thought I've got to go out and drift some worms. Because it's been so dry for a couple of years, I haven't really done a lot of this fishing, and I just really love it. The season closes this weekend, just in a couple of days. I thought, stuff it. I'll go and I'll drift some worms. Look at the ground here, how everything's so wet and muddy. That's why worms are working so well now. Because they're here, they're in the system. They've been flushed in with recent rains out of these sort of areas, and the trout are just, they know that they're in the system and they're feeding on worms. Here comes the rain again. One of the biggest trout I ever caught in this creek was in this pool. It was probably 50 centimetres long. Oh wow. This wintry weather's getting more wintry by the minute. Got him! Oh, gee, that was a big, oh, that was a huge bite. Whatever that was hit it like a steam train. I was just reeling it in, all of a sudden it just went pew. Gee, I hope that fish comes back. That was a good fish. Gee, that was an epic bite. There's a bite and a little bit of the big one. Got him. Oh, might be, it's a nice one. That's the fish of the day. There's lip hook so I can throw him back. Certainly a nice one. I reckon the one that bit before was bigger though. Oh, he got off. He got off before I got a photo. I was going to get a photo of it. I was actually getting a text message from Holly at exactly the time I wanted to use my camera. So I was just standing here waiting for the message to stop, the phone to stop vibrating. And then the fish got off. Oh, here comes the rain again. Put my hoodie back on, have another crack. I don't think I'll get another one in here now. That would have spooked the entire pool, I think. That was a nice fish. It was lip hooked. I was going to throw it back anyway, so the fact that it got off is okay. Here comes the sun. Doo -doo -doo -doo. Oh, will the lure of a brand new big juicy worm entice that fish back out, or is he done? Got him. Nice one. Right. Get a photo out. I'll get a photo out. Get a camera out. Get in position. Oh, here's a beautiful fish. That's the fish of the day. You beauty. Hopefully, oops, there he goes. See you later, mate. Hopefully one of those photos works out. Gee, I've missed this over the last couple of dry years. I've caught a couple of trout on worms recently while targeting blackfish, but to come up here in, it's forgiving water. But not those ones I've caught recently. The water's been low and clear and it's very unforgiving. The fish can see you coming from a mile away. In here, when the water's high, it's noisier, it's dirtier, it's a lot more forgiving. You can just lower the line right there and catch a fish. You can't do that when the water's low and clear. Awesome. Righto, the creek's down there. It's time for a cook-up. I've just brought this. I'm not even sure what's in it, so I know I'll have enough stuff to cook, but that's about it. I did bring some butter as well. All I've got with me is butter really and cooking stuff. Now I've got a few stoves in here. They've all got different purposes, but I think I'll go for the one that's tucked away in here, and that's a gas stove, and that will go on, if I've got a gas bottle for it, that'll go on with some cooking oil. That's salt, pepper. That will go on this gas bottle. I think it's got piezo ignition, but there's matches there if I need them. I've got a shallite stove in there and shallite in there. That burns a lot hotter. That's a great little stove. I've even got a little Esbit stove in there that you put little burner cubes in and you light it. They're very slow, but they work. Slow and basic. But I think I'll go with the traditional gas stove. It's in there. I'll get that out and set it up. Right, I'm going to want me spatula. What's that? Onion powder. That might be very nice on my fish. Parsley. I suppose I could put a bit of parsley on there. I've got cooking oil there I can use. Is there a knife and fork in here somewhere? I'm pretty sure there is. There's a spoon. Oh, there's a knife and fork. Knife, fork, plate, frying pan. I'll use that other frying pan because it's got a handle. I'll leave a plate out. A knife and fork. Some bags there for my rubbish. Now in here, if I take, this is a great little sort of pot set here. There's two pots. I've cooked yabbies in these. I've just got to kill the yabbies first and cook the tails, but it certainly works. Once I work out how to get in. Right, I'll take the lid off the top one, take the lid off the bottom one. There's my stove. The beauty of these gas stoves is that they're small and compact. Like, look at the size of that. You take it out. Look at how small it folds down to. Great for backpacking. Then you just screw it onto the gas bottle and then away you go. They're simple, they work well, and they're probably the most popular out of all. The downside to them, they often don't have good flame control, although this one's not too bad. I'm not even sure what brand it is, to be honest. But the thing I don't like is that all the flame is coming out of a little spot an inch wide. If I use the shellite stove, it comes out of a thing about that's like that round. This just puts all the heat in the middle. Great for boiling water, not as great with a frying pan. But anyway, I'm going to use it with a frying pan because it's convenient. The other downside to gas is you've always got to carry spare gas bottles. With the shellite, you know exactly how much you're taking because you can lighten your load, you can carry more, you can carry less. With gas, you've got to always have a spare gas bottle in case you run out of gas. I should have brought, being that it's such a cold, damp day, I'm wishing I'd brought, I've got a little wood burner stove. I reviewed it last year. You light a little fire in it, it works great. It would have been so good today, I didn't think to bring it. Anyway, let's get ready and get cooking. I just remembered that I haven't actually gutted these fish, so I wandered down to the creek and gut them now. I'm using the knife that Sonny made me. A very talented man, Sonny. If you haven't seen his Instagram or Facebook knife making page, it's called Trinity Knives. So it's spelled 3NIT. 3NIT Knives. Look how sharp it is. It's just gliding through that little fish. What I'll do, I'll just rip them both open while I've got the knife in my hand, and then I'll put the knife down and rip the guts out of both of them. What's that been? It's got a yabby or something in it. It has too. It's got a little yabby in it. Huh. And a few eggs. Look at that. Caviar. There'll be some trout downstream that'll feed on them. What's this one got in it? It's got a yabby in it too. I'm pretty sure. I know, it's just got lots of little bugs and stuff in it. There's nothing wrong with keeping a feed of fish. If you're like me and you like fishing, that's got eggs as well. You like to keep a feed of fish. I do encourage people, if they're in a waterway, a trout stream, and there's not many trout, if you fish for ages and then finally caught a good one, well, it makes sense to sort of practice catch and release, but if you're in a stream with a healthy number of fish, then it doesn't hurt at all to keep a few for a feed. They're a fast growing species, and these fish will be replaced by this time next year by those little weenie ones that I was catching. Righto, very basic cook up this one. Let's go. Alright, we're cooking. This thing really throws out a lot of heat. But like I said before though, it throws it out in a really small area. Raindrops keep falling on my head. I'm going to put quite a bit of butter in too. I like a bit of trout with my butter. It is cold. Once this butter is all melted, I'll have a good idea of just how crooked my frying pan is, how much of an angle it's on, when all the butter ends up down that end. What I'm going to do is remove the heads. I'll de-head my fish. That will make the fish fit in the frying pan better. A common and informal measurement for fish, you might have heard, is pan-sized. There are a couple of pan-sized brown trout, rainbow trout, sorry. And they are pan-sized because I've only got a small pan. Right. Look at that, they just fit neatly in the pan. And that's why we call them pan-sized. Trout often curl up when you're frying them. I don't know why they do that, but they do. You can flatten them down with your spatula. What I'll do now, I'm just going to wait until it looks cooked right through to the middle. Then I'll turn it over and do the same with the other side until it's cooked to the middle from both sides. And then I'll crank it up and burn it and really char the skin on the outsides. I like them like that. I don't know whether it'll make any difference, but I might sprinkle a bit of parsley in the pan just with the butter. It might just stick to the fish. Just add a little bit. Oh wow, what a miserable day. I love winter. This is my favourite time of the year. Autumn into winter. Alright, they're cooked all the way through to the middle. They are ready to go. I don't know how I'm going to go here. Everything is just so wet. Everything is just so wet. There's a half fried, half poached because that much water has landed in the frying pan while I've been cooking. Right, I'll put that over there to cool down a bit. This is the best way to eat a small trout, I reckon. This skin here, I should be able to just eat that fin and all, I reckon. Yummo. Needs salt, that's the only thing. I forgot to bring it. You can get your knife and fork, and I'm hoping that this is on, that my camera's pointing the right way. You can just pull this backbone out. I'll throw that over there. One of the things about being at the bush is you can just throw it into the bush and the animals and stuff will devour any food scraps. Now, you can see this lateral line up the middle here. I'm going to put my fork in behind that and just pull that meat straight off. Now this side's got the rib cage. Some meat might stick to the rib cage. You can see it's coming off pretty well. Beautiful. There's a little bit of a gap there. I might have got 1 or 2 bones in there, but the rest of it's alright. And usually you can just get the second side, pull the rib cage up and then just tap that down with your fork like that. There's your rib cage, and this is why it's best to eat smaller trout like this, because there's no waste. If you fillet it, you get a fair bit of waste, but when you cook it, when you do it like that, you don't get any waste. And I'll do the same here. I'll pull this back fin out. If the camera angle's not great, I apologise. I never thought to bring a second camera. Alright, I can pull a bit of skin off and I'll leave that on the plate because that skin is all edible. Right, there's my lateral line. I'll pull that off there. Beauty. Pull it off down here. When I get to the bones here, just be a bit more cautious to make sure that I don't rip the bones off. And once again, I'll put my finger under the backbone and I'll just pat that meat off the other side like that. Look at that. Beautiful. And what you're left with is just that little bit there. You can see the rib cage, the backbone, the whole lot. Something will eat that. And apart from the fact that I forgot my salt, I'm ready to eat, and that looks great. Let's go. That is beautiful. Wow, this is so good. I wish I'd remembered my salt, but other than that, it's just beautiful. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy my lunch now, and I'll give you my thoughts on this meal when I'm finished eating, but I think you know what they're going to be. Well, that was absolutely beautiful. I got a couple of bones, and I suspect that could be because I sort of hastily ripped that meat off because it was raining and a bit miserable. My only other complaint was that the fish went cold really quick. When I got here, it was 8 degrees, and I think it's probably not much more than that now. So it's a very, very cold day up here in the hills. So the fish went cold. It started off as a hot meal. It was then a warm meal. And by the time I finished eating those 2 trout, I was eating cold meat. But it tasted very nice. I've had an awesome time today. I wasn't going to come trout fishing again this season, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad I did, and I can't wait for next season. Thank you all very much for watching.